Namaste, yogis. Welcome. Thank you so much for being here. So you're going to need a pillow or a bolster, 2 or 3 blankets, and a strap or a scarf. We are going to start by laying down on our backs, extending your legs and bringing yourself onto your Shavasana or corpse pose. Draw your shoulder blades together and allow your shoulders to go away from the ears. Bring your hands by your sides. And we'll take a few moments here on Shavasana. You are welcome to take your pillow and place it under your legs, under your knees. And this is a great way to decompress your lumbar spine and relax here. This is especially very good for those of you who find that it's very tender on your hips or your lower back every time you lay flat on the ground. And if this is not enough, you can also bend your knees and rest your knees towards each other and allow your feet to just move away from the body, away from each other just a little bit, and then breathe. So whichever version works for you today, we're gonna stay here for a few moments. Relaxing the toes, foot soles. Relax the top of your feet. Relax your ankles. Relax your lower legs. Relax your knees. Relax your thighs. Relax your glutes. Hips are heavy. Relax your lower back, your mid back, and upper back. Relax your shoulders. Relax your arms, let them be heavy. Relax your hands. Relax your fingers, let them curl naturally into your palms. No tension, no effort, just relaxation. Relax your neck. Relax your face, your jaw. Keep your eyelids softly closed. And then bring your awareness to your breath. This practice of observing the breath, it's a mindfulness exercise known in yoga as apa-yapa. We don't control the breath, we just observe it. And then once the breath gives us a little more of length and depth, then we start playing with it a little bit. So we might direct it into the tummy and see if you can allow your belly to expand as you inhale. For some of you that won't feel natural, and that's okay. Just expand, even if your breath doesn't seem to go that far. When you exhale, let your tummy fall. All the air goes out. Inhale into your belly, expand. Exhale, let all the air go. Again, inhale, expand. Exhale, let all the air go. We'll take one more breath here, full deep breath. And at your own pace, you're gonna just observe your breath as it comes and goes. Wiggle your toes and fingers. Move your feet side to side. Move your hands. Stretch your arms overhead. And bring your legs closer together and squeeze every muscle from toes to fist. Tight, tight, tight. Squeeze. And release. We'll do it again. Inhale, deeply stretch and tense and squeeze every muscle. Tight, tight, tight. Hold, tense, prune face. Exhale, relax. One more. Inhale, stretch. You can flex your feet or point your toes, whatever works. Tight, tight, tight. And exhale, release. Awesome. Now, keep your legs closer together and bring your hands overhead. If that doesn't work for your shoulders, then bring your arms at a T position. As you take your next inhalation, you're gonna fill up your tummy. Extend your legs a little more, so press the back of the legs on the floor and point your toes. And when you exhale, hug your right knee onto your chest while you flex the left foot. You can hold onto the top of the leg. You can stay here for a few moments and breathe. So you can hold onto the top of the leg. You can hold onto the back of the leg and make sure this feels right. And if for whatever reason this doesn't feel okay, that's okay just to bring your hands on the top of the leg, on the top of the thigh. That's fine. As you inhale, point your toes both. Stretch your arms either out to the sides or overhead. And when you exhale with control, bring the opposite knee up, flex the right foot, and squeeze all the air out. As you inhale, arms out to the sides or overhead, point your toes, fill up your tummy. And as you exhale, hug your right knee, flex the left foot, squeeze all the air out. Find your rhythm. Inhale, point your toes, stretch your arms. Exhale, hug your left knee, flex the opposite foot. And so as you continue to move at your own pace, what you want to think of is filling up your tummy, just like you did in Shavasana or corpse pose. And every time you exhale and you bring the knee towards the chest, think about pushing the air out. If you have any concerns with your tummy, any pain, you don't have to hold too tightly. Remember, you can just touch. You can also move the knee out towards the armpit if your hip doesn't like it when you bring it towards the center. So just pay attention of what your body is doing. This is a breathing version of the wind reliever, also known as Bhavna Muktasana. The slower you move and breathe, the better. You want your movement to match the breath. And with control, as you inhale, release your leg on the ground, hands by your sides, palms facing up. Observe. Bhavna Muktasana or wind reliever stimulates your internal organs. It's really good for your lower back. If you have sciatica pain, also helps with that. Now we're going to start working with the spine and still stimulating or putting the mat on our hips. When you're ready, flex your feet so your toes point towards the sky. Your foot soles are flat. Press the back of the legs onto the floor. You want your legs hip bone distance apart. So when I say hip distance apart, I'm not referring to the flesh, the width of your flesh. I'm referring to the your hip bones, where your thigh bone meets with the hip, that hip socket. So that's where you want to maybe look and measure. So there will be about a fist or fist and a half distance between your toes, and your heels are going to be a little wider apart. Draw your shoulder blades together and under, soften your neck, so move your head side to side, and this time bring your arms out to the sides at a T position. Take a few moments here, breathe deeply, and allow your rib cage to release towards the floor. Relax your jaw. If you have the tendency to clench your teeth, just make sure that every now and then you open your mouth and move your jaw, and then release without letting the teeth touch. As you take your next inhalation, bring your left leg up, just slowly and mindfully. Now, as you exhale, bring your foot sole right on top of the right knee without pressing the knee down, so just hovering there. Make sure you're not pushing the knee to the floor. As you take your next inhalation here, press through that right heel, making sure the right leg is engaged. And as you exhale next, rotate your pelvis towards the right, so your knee goes across the body towards the right. No goal of touching the floor. Just find the stretch that feels right for you. Bottom leg is engaged, top leg is engaged. Left shoulder stays on the floor, so for that you want to engage your shoulder blade, and that will help the shoulder to stay down. This is to protect your neck. As you take your next inhalation, return to center, extend your leg towards the sky, and as you exhale, release. We'll do the other side very slowly. Inhale your right leg up. No need to go too high, by the way. Now, as you exhale, bring your foot sole on top of the left knee. We'll take a moment here, making sure we're not pressing the knee down. Press your left heel away from you as you inhale. And as you exhale, rotate your pelvis towards the left, moving the knee across the body towards the left, keeping the right shoulder grounded. Breathe here. Make sure there is no tension on the neck. You're still pressing that left heel away from you. The next time you inhale, return to center, bring your leg up. And as you exhale, release your leg to the floor. We're gonna do it along with the breath. Left leg up as you inhale. Bend your knee, foot sole to knee, exhale. Inhale, press your heel away, right heel. Exhale, spinal twist, bringing the knee towards the right. Left shoulder stays grounded. Next time you inhale, return to center, leg up. And as you exhale with control, release. Other side, inhale. Exhale, foot sole to knee. Inhale, press your heel away. Exhale, spinal twist, knee towards the left. Watch for the right shoulder. It's gonna wanna do this. Don't let it. Watch for that. It's important. Inhale, return to center, flex your foot. And exhale, return to the floor. Find your rhythm. Inhale, leg up. Exhale, foot sole to knee. Inhale, right heel away, extending the back of the leg onto the floor. Exhale, spinal twist, knee to the right. Inhale, slowly center, leg up. Exhale, back to the floor. Inhale, right leg. Exhale, foot sole to knee. Inhale, press your heel away. Exhale, spinal twist, knee to left. Inhale, back to center, leg up. Exhale, back down. We'll do one more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, heel away. Spinal twist, exhale. Inhale, leg up, back to center. Exhale, leg down. Last one, inhale. Exhale. Heel away, inhale. Exhale, spinal twist. So we started rotating towards the right, so we finish when we return to the left. Inhale, leg up. And exhale, foot down. Relax and observe. And you might find that you are at the bottom of your mat. We did good. Relax your jaw, relax your face, and take a couple of long, deep breaths. So get comfortable on your Shavasana for a few moments. This is the place where you want to go back whenever you feel overwhelmed in your practice or simply you don't feel like doing any of the other poses, the other asanas. Shavasana is always there to support you. The ground will always be there to support you. So this is a place where you can come back and reconnect with earth, reconnect with your body. And as long as you bring awareness to the body and your breath, then you are doing yoga. Now when you are ready, wiggle your toes, your fingers, and move your feet side to side. Maybe move your hands, and if you like, you can stretch your arms overhead again. Or some of you might rather go on to a different stretch. You can bring your knees towards your chest, hug the knees or the back of the legs, and maybe rock side to side. And when you are ready, slowly and mindfully come back to center. Bring your feet onto the floor. Move onto your favorite side. Lay on a fetal position. Take a few moments. Check in with your breath. Use your top hand to slowly help yourself up and come up onto your seated position. Now, for your seated position, you may have your pillow or your blanket. You can fold it and sit on it. You can have the extra props handy in case you need them for your to pad your knees. I'm gonna sit cross-legged for a few moments. Now, remember that if you have your knees, if your knees are complaining, you can have extra support under them, but also you can bring your hips higher by sitting on the pillow, by sitting on the pillow and the blanket. All right? So we take a few moments here. Close your eyes, palms face down, and this is your Sukhasana, or easy pose. And if it's not easy at all, please do lift your hips. It will help. It will ease on your joints. Because we were on the floor for a while, we just stay here for a few moments. We reconnect with the body and with the breath, and just allow the blood to go down, so when we move along with our practice, we don't get dizzy. See if you can go back to Dirga Pranayama, the 3-part breath, filling up your tummy, your side ribs, your chest. And exhale, let your chest fall, your side ribs, and then let your navel move in towards the spine. We'll take 5 breaths like this. From the tummy to the shoulders as you inhale. From the shoulders down to the tummy as you exhale. Rising from tummy to shoulders. Falling from shoulders to tummy. Rising. Falling. Rising. falling. Let us take one more breath here. Rising as you inhale. Falling as you exhale. Tuck your chin onto your chest. Blink your eyes open. Relax. Shoulders back and down a few times. Now from here, if you want, you can lean back, extend your legs, and cross your legs again the other way, just to balance the hips. You can have your support if that feels right. Make sure your support is even, so make sure that your blankets are folded at the same height. Or if you have blocks, you can use that too. Relax your shoulders back and down, lengthen through the spine as you inhale. And as you exhale, mindfully rotate your torso towards the right. And we go into this gentle twist and breathe. You can bring your right hand behind you or to the side. And we're not torquing the spine going so deep into this twist. It's a gentle twist, you still feel it. What you're looking for instead is to find elongation of your spine. Make sure that your breath is still flowing. Some of you might hold onto the leg to go a little deeper next time you exhale, but you don't have to. Your mind will wander, bring it back. We'll take one more breath. The next time you inhale, with control, come back to center. And as you exhale, mindfully rotate to the left and bring your right hand to the left thigh and your left hand may be behind you. Breathe. And remember, we think about or we work with the elongation of the body, the spine. Okay, so I trust you guys can hear me. Pressing the crown of the head towards the sky, breathing deeply. And the next time you inhale, with control, return to center. And exhale, rotate your shoulders back and down. Now from here, inhale your arms out to the sides, palms facing up. And as you exhale, bring your fingertips to the shoulders, rotate towards your right. Inhale, return to center, reach your arms out to the sides. Engage your shoulder blades, the wings at the upper back, move them towards the center of the back. And as you exhale, rotate to the other side. Bring your fingertips to the top of the shoulders. Inhale. Shoulder blades together and down. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. We're going to do one more on each side. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale back to center. And exhale, release your hands, rotate your shoulders back and down. Observe your breath. Maybe close your eyes, don't let your mind wander. And we're gonna move along. It will take time for us to feel comfortable staying in a seated position. So don't worry if you don't feel like it feels so natural right away. With practice, you will start noticing that you find your perfect place to stay. You'll be able to stay for longer. Now, take your blanket and go towards the back of the mat. Have your blanket under the knees. Some of you might do double blanket. I actually like to do double blanket because it just pats better and it feels better. It's easier to do your poses when we are on the knees. So we're gonna find our way onto tabletop. So go over the blankets with your knees and measure yourself. So you want about a fist distance between the knees. Then walk your hands forward and have your wrist right below the shoulders. The creases of your wrists are parallel to the short end of the mat. You want a micro bend on the elbows. Don't let your elbows lock, especially if you're quite flexible. It's important that you have a little bit of a bounce on your elbows. The other thing that you look for here is that the eyes of the elbows face forward. So when you bend them, they bend towards your body, not out to the sides. It's important that you look after this alignment, not to be picky, just to be safe. Now your thumbs are pointing towards each other. If you look at your thumbs, there will be about 5 inches between them. The pinkies are extended out to the sides, but not super extended because you can hurt them. All right, cat-cows. You will practice cat-cows in almost every class, and almost. So once you go onto your fours, you're gonna send your tailbone up, drop your tummy, and we go into this arch of the back. Now look forward or up. When you exhale, let's begin by tucking the tailbone. Draw your navel in towards the spine, round your back, and let your head dangle. Inhale, tailbone up. We lead with the pelvis always. Drop your tummy. See if you can draw your shoulder blades together and look forward or up. As you exhale, lead with the pelvis. Draw your navel in, round your back, head down. Inhale, tailbone up, drop your belly, open your chest, and look up. And you're gonna hear this pose being called cow stretch. When you exhale, tuck your tailbone, round your back, head down, cat stretch. And we'll do one more time. Inhale into cow stretch. Exhale into cat. Inhale, come back to center. And exhale, send your glutes back to your heels. You can keep your knees as wide apart as you have them already. If that is too much for your hips or for your tummy, you can bring your knees wide apart. I actually like the wide knee version better because it gives space to my tummy and I breathe better, but it's up to you. They are different, just a little different, but they're both really good. So when you go wide knee position, it's more of an extension of your back. You can rest your elbows to the floor. Some of you might stack your fists and rest the forehead down, and that's great. And some of you might stack the hands and rest the forehead on the top of the hands. And some of you might go all the way down onto the floor with the forehead. The same goes with knees together. Knees together, what it does, it rounds your back. And it's really good too. So if you can stay with your knees together, although it's not the most comfortable place for most of us, you might stay there and allow your back to round. Another option that you have, if this is bothering your knees, is have a pillow or a blanket under your seats. And the other thing you can do, if that is not enough, even if you had a pillow, you can just walk your body forward until you find the right bend for your knee, and then rest your forehead down. And so we don't get too concerned with the rest of the alignment if your knees are not happy on your child's pose. So if you have your knees closer together, you'll notice that this starts stimulating your tummy. Again, we get some nice stimulation on the internal organs. It is also really good because it stimulates the lymph nodes of the belly. So it's a cleansing exercise. It also releases the muscles of your hips. And it's just a very grounding pose There always has to be some sort of pressure on the forehead. So if your fists are not enough for you to stay here, you can have extra height. You can put extra stacks, props in front of you, maybe blankets, and come a little higher. So just feel the pose and find the place that will work for you. We'll take one more breath here, full deep breath. Bring your hands under the shoulders as you inhale, and as you exhale, push yourself up. Walk towards the top of the mat and find your way onto your tabletop once again. Now from your tabletop position, move the eyes of the elbows forward, micro bend your elbows, and then curl the toes under. The next time you inhale, tuck your tailbone, draw your navel in, and see if you can, like if you were trying to go to the bathroom, imagine that you're holding it. So lift the pelvic floor muscles. Now from here, on your next exhalation, pick up the knees. See how this works. And start shifting your hips towards the sky. Keep your knees bent and move your chest towards the thighs. If you have wrist problems, stay down on tabletop and continue to do cat-cows, and that's great. You can hang out here, and don't worry about it. We build the strength, and then in the future we can try this again. Bend your knees a lot and push your chest towards the thighs while you push your hands down and forward. Then notice your neck. Are you tensing your neck? Can you move your head yes and no? Are you gripping your toes? Can you relax your toes? And how close are your feet to each other? Do you want them to have about a foot distance between them, maybe about 2 fist distance between them? And make sure your knees are not collapsing at the center either. Adho Mukha Svanasana, or downward facing dog, puts the mat on your whole back body, stretches your hamstrings, stretches your back, and just give you a nice extension for your shoulders as well. This also serves you as a traction for the neck. Just make sure you let your neck relax down. Your gaze is towards the toes. The next time you inhale, take your time, bring your knees down slowly. Exhale, uncurl the toes and sit back on any version of the child's pose that works better. If you want to go wide knee this time, if you didn't go last time, you can try it out, and vice versa. Maybe stack your fists or rest your forehead on the floor. Take a couple of breaths. Don't let your mind wander. Bring your hands under the shoulders as you inhale. And as you exhale, bring your hand, push yourself up, coming up onto your seated position. So this pose, Vajrasana, or Japanese seated position, also known as thunderbolt position. I never called it that, but actually recently learned that name. I was always thought this pose as Japanese seated, but you will hear it in different ways. You can sit on a blanket or a bolster or a block. You want to make sure that your spine is neutral, so remember that means that you have a little bit of an arch on your lower back. It's okay if your upper back rounds a little bit. To prevent the chest from collapsing, draw your shoulder blades together so you still feel the extension of your pectoral muscles and still allow the curvature, the natural curvature of the spine. Soften your tummy here, no need to draw the navel in, and breathe. If this is too much for your knees, you can stack the props and have more until you start coming a little higher. And some of you, that won't work. You can stay here up on your knees. That's okay. So anywhere from, for this pose, any place that works best. We're going to close our eyes, press the crown of the head towards the sky, maybe interlace your fingers, Rest your hands on your lap, relax your shoulders, breathe. This is a nice stretch for the top of your feet. You might feel your shins, the muscles along the shins extending. Make sure this is not bothering the knees. Your shoulders are stacked over the hips to the best of your ability. And slightly tuck your chin onto your chest and press the crown of the head up towards the sky. Your toes are either touching or you have about a fist distance between them. Maybe 2 fist distance. Notice how is your breath. If your breath is choppy, you need to change your position or add props. We'll take one more breath here, full deep breath. When you are ready, tuck your chin onto your chest, blink your eyes open, walk yourself back onto your tabletop, curl the toes under, pick up the knees, and push yourself back onto your downward facing dog. Breathe. So once again, in downward dog, we check our feet. Make sure your toes are not gripping. Press your hands down and forward. Eyes of the elbows face towards the top of the mat. The neck and the jaw are relaxed. And when you're ready and with control, walk your hands back towards your feet. Hands to feet, you can take your blanket out of the way. And once you get back onto your feet, your hands to your feet, you want to put the weight on the heels. Have about a fist distance between the toes and between the knees. Bring your hands to your thighs and come halfway. Squeeze your buttocks. Draw your shoulder blades together. Use your hands to slowly help yourself up. And once you are up on a standing position, you want to find your Tadasana. So remember, for Tadasana, you want the weight on the heels and the outer edges of your feet, but still you press your toe mounds onto the floor. So you will still have the arches active, but you're not collapsing in and your knees are not meeting at the center. So very important that you have your feet active. That will also make your glutes stay active. Squeeze your bum. Pubic bone presses forward slightly so your pubic bone and hip bones are at the same level. If you find that your pubic bone is going too far forward, remember you can always balance your pelvis. Draw your rib cage in and bring your hands by your sides. Palms face forward and try to keep your hands by your hips if you can. Breathe deeply here. Press the crown of the head towards the sky. As you keep your feet active, the next time you inhale, bring your hands up towards the sky. Gaze maybe up. As you exhale, bend your knees a little bit or a lot. Hinge at the hips. We're moving slowly. And bring your hands down towards the floor. Maybe touch your feet, maybe not. Now bend your knees a little more. And inhale your hands by your sides in a circular motion. Squeeze your buttocks and come all the way up. Extend your legs. Hands up. Exhale, hands to Namaste. We'll do it again. Inhale, arms up. Hands by the heart. Bend your knees. Hinge at the hips. So there is a difference, you guys. You might watch this. When you hinge at the hips, you take your pelvis with your torso so your spine stays neutral. If you cut it at the waist and you bend, you're going to put all that pressure onto your lower back. So when you when you hinge forward, bend your knees as much as needed so you can take your whole body down. Okay, bend your knees a lot. Reverse your hands into a circular motion all the way up. Exhale, hands to the heart. We'll do it again. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands together in Namaste. Bend your knees, hinge at the hips and fall. Bend your knees more. Inhale, squeeze your bum as you come up, reach up. And exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands by heart. Bend your knees, hinge forward. Hands to floor. What did I say? S is exhale, bend your knees. Inhale, come up, all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart. Perfect. We stay here for a few moments. Bring your hands on your hips. And when you inhale next, bring your left hand towards the sky. Reach up. Shoulder down and into its socket. Take a few moments here. And the next time you exhale, gently side bend towards your right. Put equal weight on your feet and don't push your hip towards the left. Now, some of you are comfortable here and you want to stay here. Some of you might rest the hand down. That will put more demand on your body, so maybe use your hand for support. The other option is you bring your hand up and put your palms together. Press them together. So a little more demand. So pay attention what works for you. I'll stay here. The next time you inhale, come back to center. And as you exhale, release your arm down, shoulder down. Other side, inhale, left or right arm up, shoulder down. And as you exhale, side bend to your left. And once again, we check in with the feet, we squeeze the bum, making sure that we're not sending the hip towards the right. Those of you who want to rest the arm down, you can do that. If you want to bring your palms together, keep your shoulders down. With control, as you inhale, come up. And as you exhale, release your hand forward, relax your shoulders back and down, and shake the tension off. Perfect. Next pose, very common and very simple balance pose. And you will see why it's simple. It's not that simple. Some days you will feel like you can wash your dishes in this position, and some days just there's no way you can stay, and that's fine. You can go by the wall for the balancing if you like. Bend your right knee and move your knee out to the right. And bring your foot sole against your ankle. You can keep the toes on the floor for balance. And notice how your balance is here. You can keep your hands on your hips, by the way. Notice what your hips are doing. Maybe if you feel comfortable, you start bringing that foot a little higher. Now, what are your toes doing? Are they gripping on the floor? Are you starting to feel your left hip? We're going to inhale the knee forward and exhale your foot down. Walk it out. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. So from your standing position, bend the left knee, open out to the left, and bring your foot sole against your ankle. And once more, pay attention what your standing foot is doing. Notice what your hips are doing. Breathe. And when you are ready, bring that left knee forward and exhale your foot forward and down and walk it out. Now we're going to try it again, but this time we're going to engage our bum. So find your Tadasana and really squeeze your bum like you really need to go number 2. You're like, oh no, there's not a bathroom. That was a very bad example, but you get the idea. You really want to engage these muscles. And lift the pelvic floor muscles, draw the navel in, bend the right knee, and open out to the right. We're not going to let the hips sink to the side. We're going to really stay at the center. Lift the standing toes and bring your foot sole against the ankle. You can keep the toes on the floor for balance. And notice how much stable you feel. See if you can bring your foot a little higher. You can keep your hands on the hips for extra support, so then you will notice once your hips start changing position, and we don't want that. And find that place. So just because it gets a little easier, it doesn't mean that some days, even though with your engagement of all of the muscles, some days it's just not going to feel, like you're not going to feel really stable. So just know that. So when you're ready, as you inhale, bring your knee forward. And as you exhale, extend your foot forward and down, walk it out and shake it. We'll do it again on the other side. So once again, find your Tadasana or mountain pose. Remember, fist distance between knees and toes. Squeeze every muscle, the legs, the glutes, the navel. Presses in. Bend your left knee and open out to the left, and bring your foot sole against your leg. Keep the toes down. And remember, if you find that your hips start shifting, you bring it back. Keep your standing foot active. And the other thing you will discover if you are an advanced yogi and you're joining us here today, and you might be actually used to bring your leg all the way into your inner thigh. And you will find that if you actually try to do less than what you normally do, it will be a challenge because then now you have to engage muscles that you normally don't. All right, so when you are ready, bring your knee forward on the inhalation, and on the exhalation, extend your foot and relax and shake the tension off. Awesome, now we're going down onto the floor. No fancy way, you guys, just go onto your tummy. Feet are extended, big toes touch, heels out. And maybe stack your hands, one hand on top of the other, and rest your forehead down. Breathe. Sometimes it feels better to make fists and rest your forehead. I'll just check with your neck. The next time you inhale, bring your hands under the shoulders and maybe move them slightly behind you. Draw your shoulder blades together and move them away from the neck, so towards the lower back. Your wings at the upper back. Now, toes are pointing straight back and keep your legs about fist distance apart. The next time you inhale, forehead rises, nose, chin, and chest. And as you exhale, rest down, chest, chin, nose, and forehead. Inhale, forehead, nose, chin, and chest up. Exhale, chest, chin, nose, and forehead down. Find your rhythm. Inhale up. And exhale down. Breathing cobra or pranic bhujangasana. See if you can put less weight on your hands. Although your elbows might not touch the sides of your body, you're going to continue to press your upper arms against your body. Engaging your triceps, your biceps, engaging your whole shoulder girdle here. Find the pace that works for you. And as you continue to move up and down at the pace of your breath, press the top of the feet on the floor. Extend your legs so much that your knees might not be touching the ground. Engage your glutes to protect your lower back. And by breathing up and breathing out, as you go down, you start strengthening the muscles of your back, your lower back. Stimulates the adrenal glands. And it strengthens your shoulders, your arms, and your core. Less weight on the hands. If your back allows to go a little higher, you do. So you try to find a normal pace breath. Just make sure it's deep breath. Last one. Stack your hands or fists, rest your forehead down, big toes touch, heels out. And this pose, we know it as crocodile pose or makarasana. Take one more breath, full deep breath. And as you inhale, bring your hands under the shoulders. And as you exhale, push yourself up. Sit back on your heels, stack your fist, forehead down. So pat yourself as much as you need to. Remember that you can use your pillow or your blanket. Bring your hands under the shoulders as you inhale. And as you exhale, push yourself up. We're going to walk towards the top of the mat and find your way onto your back. You can have your pillow under your knees if you like, or just go back onto your Shavasana. We started in Shavasana and we finish here. But right before we fully let go, I like to have a final pose to equalize the hips and the spine. And I like butterfly position right at the end. So you're welcome to go into this pose by bending your knees and resting your foot soles on the ground. Then bring your foot soles together and allow your knees to flare out. If you have any concerns with your knees or your hips and you would like to have some support under your knees, you can have a pillow or blankets or any support under your knees just so that you are more comfortable. Take a couple of long, deep breaths here. When you're ready, bring your knees up and slowly and mindfully extend your legs onto the floor. Make any subtle adjustments that you need so that you get even more comfortable here in your Shavasana. Maybe throw your blades together, roll your shoulders down, or any other adjustment that feels just right. Then relax and observe your breath. If you'd like more Shavasana time, remember you can always pause the video and do your meditation or pranayama practice. For those of you who are ready to move on, we're going to slowly start bringing movement to the feet. Wiggle your toes. Very gently and mindfully start moving your feet side to side. On your next breath, start bringing the awareness to your hands and stretch your arms and stretch your legs and squeeze every muscle and let all tension go. Let's do it again. Inhale and flex or point your toes and stretch and tense and squeeze, and when you're ready, release. Last one, make it count. Breathe in and stretch and tense, tight, 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 balloon face. And when you are ready, let all tension go. Move on to your favorite side, checking with your breath. And when you are ready, you're going to use your top hand to slowly help yourself up on your next exhalation. Come up onto your comfortable seated position, Sukhasana or any other seated pose will do. Tilt your pelvis forward. Make sure that you have a comfortable position with your rib cage over the pelvis. Slightly tuck your chin onto your chest and press the crown of the head towards the ceiling. Observe your breath. Keep your hands together in Angelic Mudra. Namaste. We are going to seal our practice with them. One breath together. Inhale to Om. Observe. Tuck your chin, blink your eyes open, gaze forward and rub your hands together, build up the extra good vibes, and then shower yourself with them all around you. And when you're ready, use that energy to shake off whatever is you don't need anymore. Thank you so much for joining me today, yogis. Have a fantastic day. Namaste.